The other day I was reading an article and I was really shocked to see the numbers, so I had to make a video about it. Did you know that the average American household has almost $90,000 in debt? This includes personal loans, credit card loans, student loans, mortgage, but $90,000 per American household, that is too much. Along with that, when I dug a little deeper, I found out that 88% of the students who go to colleges take a student loan, and when they graduate, when they come out, they are almost in a debt of 40,000 on an average. In the third quarter of 2020, the average credit card debt per American household is almost $8,000 and the total credit card debt is at $926 billion in total, and that is very scary. Along with that, an average American household has almost $7,000 in personal loans as well. Debt is one of the most fundamental things that is keeping you poor, and it is something that needs to be taken care of right now, because debt is something that is in the way of your financial freedom. And FYI, there is a smart and a dumb way to pay off debt. So just watch the full video to understand each and everything. Hey guys, this is Taresh and this channel is all about personal finance, entrepreneurship, investing and ensuring your financial freedom. Is debt some kind of a boulder that you can't seem to ever move, or is debt some kind of a wall that is standing between you and your financial freedom? When I say debt, I don't mean the 2% mortgage for 30 years on your rental property or on your house, or the 4% student loans. But the loans I'm talking about are the ones that are making your life a living hell. The 15, 20, 25% loans that you need to take care of right now. These are the soul-sucking loans that you need to pay off in a systematic and a planned manner that I'm just about to share with you. But before doing that, let's point out a few things that have forced you into this situation. Have you created a lifestyle that you can't afford? Are your expenses far away from your income? Or are you just not handling your debt in a smart way? So in this video, I am going to discuss some key points that you will need to implement in your life in order to get to a position where you can start paying off debt and start taking steps towards your financial freedom. Along with that, I will also give you different systematic, smart and planned out strategies for tackling your debt in different ways. Different methods have their different advantages and disadvantages. I will talk about each and everything. So just watch the full video if you're facing problems with handling your debt. Now, the first and foremost thing that you need to do is you need to track each and every penny that you spend. You need to calculate all the money that is coming in and all the money that is going out. The smallest of the expense that may not seem like a big deal at that point of time can build up to a substantial amount. Paying $5 for the overpriced coffee, going out with your friends on a Friday night and spending $30 on drinks, $25 on snacks, going out for lunch with your co-workers and spending $25. These $10, $20, $30 transactions may not seem like a lot when you're doing it in that moment, but when you sit down at the end of the month thinking, wondering, where did I go wrong this month? Why I'm not able to meet my expenses? Why I'm not able to pay my debt? Why I can't come in front of my debt and start my journey towards financial freedom? Well, at that point of time, these small expenses won't click your mind, won't come to your mind, but when you start consciously saving this $5, $10, $20, $30, when you start consciously spending your money, these $10, $20, $30 can build up to a substantial amount that can go towards paying your debt, and this way you can start stepping forward and achieving your financial freedom slowly and steadily. So the point being that you need to track each and every penny that you earn and each and every penny that you spend. I personally love writing journals, so I sit down at the end of each and every day and just write down in my notebook what did I spend, where did I go wrong, and while writing down I do some introspection. I myself realize that okay, I could have saved money here, okay, I overspent over here. If you're not in the habit of writing a journal, there are plenty of budgeting apps or websites that you can use so that you can systematically keep a track of each and every small expense that you make per day. Now, once you start keeping a track of your expenses, the next step is listing your debt. I am sure most of you don't even realize how many debts you have, what is the interest rate on these debts, how much principal, how much money is left to pay for what debt. So you need to make a list of all the different debts that you have, along with that what you owe and what are the interest rates of these different debts. This will give us a starting point, an actionable list that we can start tackling one by one. And believe me, when most of you will sit down to list your debt, most of you won't even realize that okay, you are paying 20% for this debt is also there, and you can't start systematically planning out how to pay off the debt if you don't even know what do you owe, what is the interest rates, how much do you owe, and all of those things. So you need to make a list of all the debts you owe, the amount that you owe, and the interest rate of each and every debt. Once you have done all of that, now the third step is you need to make a list of your needs versus your wants. This is where you have started putting your first step forward towards your financial freedom, towards a better life forward. So you need to make a list of your needs. The needs can be insurance, groceries, housing, transportation, the things that you can't live without. And then you need to make a list of your wants, the overpriced coffee, the movies that you may see, the going out with the friends, paying for the drinks, going to the restaurants. If you have some hobby like fishing, surfing, skiing, buying the different equipment for that hobby. All of these will come under wants that you may feel like you need, but these are not essential for your living. These are the things that give you happiness, but these are not the things that if we take out, if we take away from you, you will die. So you need to be very, very honest with yourself. You need to be very, very blunt when you are making a list of your needs versus your wants. Just keep in mind that your needs are the things that you can't live without, and your wants are the things that you will feel that you can't live without, but if you do some introspection, you will find out that you can live without. After making a list of your needs versus your wants, the fourth step will be cutting out all your wants. I know it is sounding very absurd, it is sounding very extreme, but you are the one who has put yourself in this situation, and frankly speaking, you broke, my friend, you broke. So you can't afford to let your emotions take the best of you. Believe me, paying out debt, changing your lifestyle, getting into a different zone altogether will be much more of an emotional journey rather than keeping a track of your finances or the percentages or any of those things. It will be much more of an emotional journey, and believe me, you will get out of this. Today you are at the lowest point that you can be. You can't go any worse than this if you start implementing the methods and points I'm talking about. The journey forward will be easier and easier and easier each and every day that you're waking up with the only goal of paying debt. You are taking a step towards your financial freedom, and the journey from here will only get better and better and better. You are at the rock bottom today, but each and every month, each and every penny that you save will be a step towards your financial freedom, and it will be much more of an emotional journey. So you need to cut down all your wants. You are not going to buy the expensive fishing gear. You're not going to buy the Ford Mustang. You're not going to take the expensive coffee. You will make a home brewed coffee and have that for the next 1 year. You're not going to dine. You're not going on vacations. You need to cut your wants to the bare minimum. The only things that you will spend your money on are the things that you can't live without. And this will be hard, but you need to do these sacrifices in order to ensure your financial freedom, and each and every penny that you save will go towards taking care of that debt and getting out of that debt as fast as possible. So you need to cut out each and every want. Along with that, you can also start selling out some things that you may not need, and each and every penny that you earn can go towards paying off the debt. The fifth point may seem very obvious, but it needs to be said. You need to make more money. Either take up a second job, work more hours, start a side hustle, or anything. Just start making some extra money, and each and every extra dollar that you earn will go towards paying your debt as soon as possible. Once you have paid your debt, then you can take a decision as to if you want to continue living this lifestyle that you obviously can't afford. You need to make more money, and then you can decide if you want to still continue doing two jobs or work more hours, but you need to be practical and you need to make enough money to sustain whatever lifestyle you choose after you have paid the debt. But until you pay your debt, you need to cut down to the bare minimum, make more money, make a list of all your expenses, all your incomes, keep a track of your expenses, start paying money on the things that you absolutely need to live. And these are the points that will help you. Now, talking about paying off debt, I am going to tell you two methods that are the most practical, that are the most logical. And if you know these two methods of paying off debt, your journey will be so much less painful. So let's say that we have three debts right now. The first debt is of $2,000 at 20%. The second debt is of $10,000 at 15%, and the third debt is of $1,500 at 10% per annum. The first method of paying off this debt in a systematic manner is the snowball method. According to this method, you are going to knock off the smallest debts first, regardless of the interest rate. So according to this example, you will first pay off the $1,500. After that, you will pay off the $2,000, and after that, you will pay off the $10,000. When you are paying the $1,500, you will just maintain minimum payments on the other two, and you will spend the whole capital that you have for debt payment towards the first debt, and you will knock that off as soon as possible. Once you have paid off the first debt, after that, just maintaining the minimum payments on the third debt, you will use all the capital that you have for debt payment towards paying the second debt. And once that is paid off, then you will start chipping towards the third debt. What this will do is it will give you a psychological boost and emotional boost when you will see that, okay, while starting your journey of financial freedom, of paying off debt, you had three debts. 2 months after that, when you will sit down at the end of the month, you will see that, oh, I have paid off one debt. After 3 months, you will see, oh, I have paid off two debts. Now only one is left. So this will give you an emotional and a psychological advantage. As I said, paying off debt, changing your lifestyle will be much more of an emotional journey. So the snowball method is recommended by a lot of people, and it is used by a lot of people, and they have found success with the snowball methods that states that you need to knock off the smallest debts first, regardless of the interest rate. Now on the flip side, this is not the most mathematically correct way of paying off debt, because you're not prioritizing the interest rate. But as I said, it will give you a psychological and an emotional advantage. Now the second method of paying off debt is a much more mathematical approach. It is a much more profitable approach, if you were to say so. It is the avalanche method. According to this, you are going to pay off the debt that has the most interest first, and just maintaining the minimum payments on the other two. So in this example, we are going to pay off the $2,000 first, that is at 20%, and just maintaining the minimum payments on the other two. After that, once the first debt is paid off, we will move on to the next debt that has the second highest interest rate. That will be the $10,000 at 15%. And once we have paid that, then we will move on to the last one that is at 10%, that is of $1,500. This method, that is the avalanche method, is a much more mathematical approach. It is a much more profitable approach, and you will save some money if you start following this method. But as I said, you need that emotional boost, you need that psychological advantage to just push through these tough times, because you have to revamp, you have to change your lifestyle, you have to live on the bare minimums, you have to take a systematic approach on paying your debt. Another point that I want to make is that once you have paid off your debt, once you have come out of the hole, you need to be very, very smart, because you don't want to go back to the old norms. You don't want to go back to the old lifestyle that you can't afford. If you again start living a lifestyle without any control, without any tracking of expenses, then again you will start digging up that hole, and you won't realize until that hole is big again, and again you will have to go through this whole emotional journey. So I'm not saying that you don't have a life outside work. Obviously, each and every person needs to have a life outside work, but can you afford the long vacations? Can you afford the new fishing gear? Can you afford the Ford Mustang? Can you afford the $5 expensive coffee? You need to be very brutal with yourself and you need to have a lifestyle that you can afford. So the absolute bottom line of getting out of your debt and starting your journey towards your financial freedom is that keep a track of your expenses. Like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you loved it, and if you want to learn more about how to manage your money, where to spend, how much to spend, what percentage of my income should go towards my needs, wants, how much should I save, and all of those different things, click on the video that is flashing on your screen right now to learn how you need to manage your money, what percentage needs to go towards the savings, what percentage needs to go towards your desires, your needs, and having an idea of how to manage the income that you generate is very, very essential.